Welcome back, everyone, to Creators of the Storm. We have coming at you Game 4 of our round robin Lords of the Hype Forge versus Trollin Blizz. I'm joined once again by yet another caster, Zexerous, who's actually the villain of our little drama here today, and the captain of the previous team that just played, whose name escapes me. How you doing, Zexerous?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing? You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you. I cannot take responsibility, by the way, for any of the fun factoids, which is the wrong way to use that word because that means not true, that I've been providing for you guys. It's all about Daz's prep. There's a prep document that goes over every single game, and I'm literally just like reading off of it. I'm ruining the magic a little bit here, but shout out to Daz for the amazing amount of prep work he did for this tournament.
Yeah, he has put in just a serious amount of effort into this, and it's really amazing how smoothly like this whole thing is running. He's getting lobbies up early. Like even Solid Jake was impressed with it, with how much work he's put into this. By the way, I love the bow tie.
Thank you. Bow ties are cool. Actually, it's funny. I started wearing these when I first started casting Cherry League because I had a bunch of them around. Because I'm actually a ballroom dancer, and you can't wear regular ties when you're ballroom dancing because when you spin, they hit people in the face. So I've just like always worn bow ties, and now it's just sort of a thing for my casting, and a lot of people seem to really like it. So it's really nice when people enjoy that.
A fun fact I've learned today. That's great.
Yeah. So this is actually going to be a rematch of last year's finals where TBK Zord swept Trollin Blizz. Trollin Blizz, I definitely think wants some revenge here. They don't want to go down, in history as the team that just can't beat TBK Zord's team, unfortunately. And it was actually really interesting. Last year, apparently, there were 2 ARAM matches, and we saw double Nazebo.
That was us.
Yeah.
That was us versus TBK.
And that sounds very scary, although there is a little-known bug with multiple heroes in the same match. Poisons don't stack from the same hero because they're only coded once as an ID tag in the system, so you can't have 2 Nazebo poisons on a target or 2 Lunara poisons on a target. You can only have 1, and this affects Nazebo's ability to stack. Only 1 Nazebo can get kill credit for a stack of poison for their trait.
That's true, but it's double spiders, so that was back during the spider meta. So that was more of our plan in that game. Spiders. Yep, creepy crawlers all over the place.
And then there was a Ragnaros who beat a hammer, which I find very difficult to believe because Ragnaros helps with anti-siege, but if you get hammer to 20, she should just win, unless the sensible thing was done and someone banned BFG or Orbital BFG, the level 20 upgrade. I don't know if that was the case or not. I hope it was. Do you remember?
I don't remember that one. I think we only played the one ARAM. Yeah, so I don't exactly remember. I think Orbital was banned for that game.
All right. Well, we can get into the game now. Both teams are indicating that they are ready, and there won't be a draft. It'll just be we go in, everyone selects the random choice avatar, which apparently looks like a Sexy Picard. So this is what we're calling this game mode. It's the Sexy Picard game mode, and we will go straight into ARAM. This is one of those things where you can get a bad comp and just lose because of that, but you can also just get heroes that no one on your team has ever played before. And they have no idea how to play them, and you can lose just because of that. There are a lot of heroes at this point in Heroes of the Storm, and all of them play a little differently. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. If you don't understand them, you're in a bad spot. I'm curious if they fixed it. There used to be so ever since they've changed, I think does Lost Cavern still work that way where you get to pick between 3 heroes?
Yeah, I believe it is.
It's built into the map, so it's not true ARAM in that sense. This is Blizzard's version of ARAM where teams get to sort of have some choices. Sometimes I think even you can get the low percentage chance of having all the same. Ooh, not all the same though. We're actually gonna get some variety. At least 1 support is available for Razai. He can pick up that Malfurion. And Junkrat, Chromie, 2 Junkrats. Oh,
Oh,
please,
yeah,
please do double Junkrat. Please.
that would be absolutely like horrible to deal with.
It's so cancerous. And they're actually going to pick up the Kerrigan. Kerrigan might seem like a bad pick for ARAM, but her level 7 talent that gives her increased mana and health sustain when she has shields up makes it so she never runs out of mana. You can actually have an infinite mana Kerrigan, which, if that doesn't sound scary to you, you've never played with a really good Kerrigan, because usually the problem is Kerrigan has to back for mana after killing a few people, and then you can recover. But she never has to back for mana. She's in a much better position.
Yeah, that's very true. And I do play a lot of Kerrigan, and that's a particularly good talent, especially for ARAM. You're definitely not wrong. An infinite mana Kerrigan is just like the worst to deal with.
And introducing the teams, the left-hand side of the map, we will have Trollin Blizz. I think the teams are switched on me. Wait, no, I'm right. No, they are switched on me. It's Trollin Blizz on the left-hand side, Mystic Shroud on Junkrat, Alebeard on Kerrigan, Guaz on ETC, Bags on Chen, and Razai on Malfurion.
And on the right side, we've got Diomedes on the Johanna, Goki on the Li Ming. We got Gizmo Zord on the Blaze, Multi-Zord on the Ragnaros, and TBK on the Malfurion.
And oh, that was so much damage. And I actually feel like Trollin Blizz already has a better understanding of ARAM, because we're seeing at level 1 the Innervate talent on Malfurion. And I actually don't want to see Ice Block at 13 on either Malfurion. I want to see the level 13 Innervate talent that causes Innervate to apply to Malfurion whenever he casts it. Malfurion's big problem, since his rework is mana sustain, he can keep an entire team up forever as long as he doesn't run out of mana. And so post 13, that sustain will be incredibly essential. You can win the attrition war, and they even have a rag for the defense. We don't see the double Junkrat, unfortunately. Diomedes may end up going down there. He does. And Kerrigan combo into the Junkrat mine. Why has no one ever thought of that?
That was beautiful right there. Just watching
clean.
Watching that mine go down and pop everybody back. Yeah, that was just absolutely beautiful. And I give respect to Bags right there for picking the Chen.
It was so good. We're not seeing Prog Rock on ETC, actually. I'm very surprised by that. We are seeing Block Party instead. This is a very easy map to actually finish the 20 Globe Quest. And you are, again, essentially you're 2/3 of a Brightwing. And actually post 16 with aggressive shredding, you heal for more than Brightwing does. So if your team's ever low, they can just come stand next to you and you can E. Oh, another beautiful mine. And Diomedes will be fine, though. He does walk through the roof because he does have his trade available, that Unstoppable. Bags going in for the body block, but not going to be able to do too much, unfortunately. And gets his drink on, is back in a good position.
Yeah, Bags doing the right thing right there, drinking up, trying to body block, not really getting anything out of it. But we see both teams reset right now, getting ready for the next round of punching each other in the face repeatedly. I do actually like the ETC pick here, because there's a lot of auto on the side of TBK's team, Lords of the Hype Forge. So that will actually get a fair amount of value on this.
Let's see. We're going to see some more poke from Li Ming. Li Ming's mana has not been a problem so far this game because of that Astral Presence picked up at level 1. Again, a situation where Power Hungry would have actually given more mana as long as you're controlling the globes, but they haven't been prioritizing globes at all. And again, it really does seem like Trollin Blizz has a better understanding of how to play ARAM, because they're prioritizing these globes very heavily. They're constantly picking them up, and I don't know what that was about. Malfurion went for a deep flank in the bush there without the globe even available to potentially be a pickup, and he just died instantaneously.
He wasn't out of position. He got caught by a mine.
Oh, did he?
It bounced him right out of position. Ooh, Bag's about to go down right there to the rolling meatball.
So far, Junkrat, I think, is the MVP of this game. Of the 3 kills that have been secured, I'm pretty sure all of them were secured off a mine. The level 1 quest finished for Rag. We are going to see the spaghetti build for Ragnaros here, the meatball, emphasizing that poke damage, does not want to step up too far, does not feel safe, despite the fact he does have 2 warriors standing next to him who also have to be relatively far forward. I'm not sure that's the right build, because, oh wow, that damage onto Alebeard so much, but he does manage to get a reasonable combo. and the root comes down, but they're just standing there tanking it. So much damage coming out from, or so much healing coming out from Malfurion. With the clump from Troll and Blizz, the Moonfire's got a lot of value there.
Yeah, now if I'm Lords of the Hype Forge, I need to be mindful of my positioning when we're trying to push the gate, because all it takes is just one concussion mine to put you over that gate. We see Blades go in onto Bags. Another nice little root with the concussion mine. Bags about to go down. Blades just too much for him right now. We see
that was only a pull from Alebeard. It looks like his stun was not available because he'd used it to check the bush briefly before that, and that's a problem with Kerrigan. You don't really want to go in unless that full combo is available. You don't want to break it up like that, and they couldn't quite manage to secure the counter kill.
We see Guaz watching the bush right there. Ooh, Diomede's going in, hits the condemn onto ETC. We see Alebeard going for the drag, but doesn't really get the follow-up behind it. Mm-hmm. Now we see both teams just reset. Bags probably should have been drinking right there, but that's okay. Ooh, that was close.
It was. Level 7 talents picked up. We're actually going to see Bladed Momentum picked up for Kerrigan. We're not going to see that sustained talent. It's going to be interesting to see if her mana pool can hold out. And we're seeing a Big Az by Junkrat, increasing the steel trap's radius and damage by 50%. That's gonna work a little bit as poke damage, I guess, with the constant traps going down. But I'll be curious to see if that ends up being what they really need. And a beautiful two-man stun from Blaze, but the counter initiation by Kerrigan gets the double combo there. And neither team ends up having someone go down, but a lot of damage done by both teams.
Yeah, definitely. And Goki's just on point with these arrows and orbs right now. But again, they're pushing very carefully, which I can appreciate. They're being wary of that concussion mine on Junkrat. Bag's in a little bit of trouble right now. Almost gets rooted right there. And both teams just, oh no, Alebeard going in on Goki. He's tired of this Wizards nonsense.
Yeah, unfortunately, both teams managed to lay down the lawn there with the Malfurion peeling for their respective teams. It's so funny when you have Malfurion versus Malfurion, you see double root go down, and everyone's just like, well, I guess we're standing here for a while now. And they both just like, okay, now you go mow your lawn, I'll go mow my lawn, and just disengage. It's like having a bad neighbor. Like, you have fights over the lawn, but then you just walk away.
Very well put. I like that. We see the root happen, and we see Mystic tossing bombs everywhere. But nothing really happening after that. Oh, we see a nice power slide by ETC. Getting a lot of damage. Gizmo in a bit of trouble. Gets the regrowth and gets out.
The Pyromania there managed to save Gizmozord, and the counter kill, the meatball, takes it away. Rag actually getting the redirect there from his level 1 quest being finished and manages to chase down the ETC. Nicely done.
Yeah, that was a very good follow-up to a bad situation right there. Alebeard decides he's a tank right now and eats an orb.
I mean, we're seeing Rag start to prioritize using the W on the buildings themselves. He's actually rolling it around on the towers. And if they can eventually get a tower down, that'll help them siege in faster because they'll have the minion advantage. If the minions aren't dying as fast as the towers, eventually they will be able to get that. We're just seeing a deep flank from underneath, though, here. Oh, and the slide in misses everyone. That is so bad. But it doesn't look like it's even going to matter. TPK Zord is too far forward and it's going to go down anyway. No one was anchoring there for Lords of the Hype Forge.
Oh,
the Ragnaros!
Nobody expects the Molten Core to pop out like that. Guaz sure didn't.
And actually, that was triple, because even though that could have set them behind, right? They could have been in a 5v4 situation temporarily. Maybe they get 10 first, and Troll and Blizz manages to just push in. But instead, Lords of the Hype Forge turn it around with Molten Core. They get the counter kill, and they're back. They're back to full health, back to full mana, pretty much. And they now have the tower and the gate down. They're going to be able to finish the other tower. Oh, we have. Ooh, I'm surprised we have don't have Wave of Force. That is going to be a Mosh ETC. Wave of Force can also interrupt both Twilight Dream, Riptire, and Chen's transformation, because those all have either stationary channels or pastimes that would have been so good.
Ooh, it's a 3-man Mosh with the Twilight Twilight Dream behind it. Here comes the Riptire. Gizmo's gonna go down. Here comes the lava wave, though. But, oh, that could have been so much worse right there, Cavalier. That was a picture-perfect mosh.
Yeah, Li Ming wasn't in it, so if she'd had the right heroic, she could have interrupted it, but instead Mouth had to burn Twilight Dream, and he was late, and there was a cast time involved. He had to reposition to make it happen. It ended up being okay, but if like as that timers get longer, if a mosh like that happens again and they actually manage to secure kills off of it, this is going to be an easy game for Trollin and Blizz.
Absolutely. And this is really the best map for ETC Mosh Pit because it's one lane. You don't have to really worry about that in your positioning as much, say, on another map.
And he has so many ways to get it off, because if the Mouth gets a free route and they come to save him, or Kerrigan gets a big combo, he can slide as a follow-up and get that. We are going to see Combustion actually popped there for Gizmozord, trying to peel for Multizord as he gets taken care of, and he actually pops Pyromania trying to get that additional damage. Both teams, again, walk away, and it's relatively even at this point. We are going to see the full orb build, Li Ming this time, going for that poke. Ragnaros one global away from finishing the level 4 quest. Most quests are finished, except for Taste the Explosion on Junkrat at 4. Quite a ways to go on that one, but this is a situation where you're guaranteed to finish it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's all quest talents are pretty much safe at this point, especially if they're involving hitting your opponent or grabbing a globe. Ooh, Diomedes almost runs into the trap right there.
Yeah, Diomedes has been either using his trade or just walking on and using his natural sustain to deal with that trap consistently. He doesn't want him to have the anchor in the bush. He wants his backline to be able to use that bush to walk forward if they want to. And we're going to see another mine go down for Junkrat, seeing if he can bait. Now we're seeing Boggs walk in. He's like, come on in the bush. It's fine in here. Come in. And they were like, no, I'm good. Oh, nope.
They bought it. Oh, Diomedes, gets the right positioning on the mine right there so he doesn't go into the other team.
Oh, man. Gizmozord was a little too far forward. If they just hit it as soon as that E happened, but was not... Didn't think it was quite in the right position, opted not to do it. And both teams just passively clearing the waves. And again, not quite the prioritization on the globes from Lords of the Hypeforge that Troll and Blizz's emphasis. They've gotten that bottom globe consistently. And finally, we see Li Ming wrap around and get the top globe, keeping it on cooldown. No one's backed up for their own in-base globes either. Of course, there's 4 globe spawn locations on Lost Cavern. And there's one above and one below, and then one in each of the team's bases just behind their fort. No one's backed up and been like, we should keep grabbing this globe. And I'm a little bit concerned about Malfurion, especially. And we are going to see the level 13 Innervate talent. Oh, man. And we're seeing Ice Block from Troll and Blizz. Revitalize. So incredibly good here. I think that may actually decide the game if this goes to a long attrition war.
Definitely could play a big part, but right now, I think Lords of the Hypeforge need to be a little more careful right now because Guaz definitely has Mosh Pit off cooldown and they're clumping up an awful lot.
Clumping's safe, right? There's no danger in clumping.
Oh yeah, that's completely safe. There's nothing to worry about right here. It's just a little rock concert.
From my understanding, playing Hero League, clumping is fine. In fact, you should always be grouped on top of each other for maximum damage. I think that's how that works. The closer you are to each other, the more damage you do. That's why people don't soak lanes. They just 5-man brawl mid. Oh! That Trollhana Condemn brought everyone together, but then everyone died. And it's going to be a bloodbath. Oh, if Chen dies while in ult form, he dies in real life. That is going to be Chen going down. He went in with 3 low health clones. I don't know if he meant to do that. That ends up being a 2 for 2, and credit to Lords of the Hypeforge. They turned that around. Troll and Blizz had a much better engage there, it looked like.
Oh, for sure. That after that engage started. Oh, Alebeard going in. Is he gonna get the combo? Yeah. I mean, we see Mystic Shroud just popping bombs on the Lord of Fire's head right there as he brings out the lava wave.
Lava Wave is actually not that strong. Because normally you think of Lava Wave as a soaking tool, not a team fight tool. It just did no damage. Aelbert just stood in it, even though he was low on health. He was like, oh, this is fine. Like a balmy day. And I'm wondering what we're going to see. Maybe with heroic difficulty, you Lava Wave while you're in the thing at 20, it's going to actually have some team fight implications. We'll have to see if that ends up being the case. They do have almost a long enough CC chain that they could potentially force someone to stay in Lava Wave if they got their timing really crisp and clean. And Diomedes goes for the glow, but gets caught out. And maybe they get the kill here. A lot of damage on the bags. A big combustion in the back line, and a 4-man stun from Blizz. They do finally get the kill on Chen, and everyone ends up really low. That should at least be the tower, and maybe even the fort at this point with the 5-man push in. Their mini wave is coming up momentarily.
Yeah, and against a Ragnaros, you definitely don't want to lose that first fort because that gives him just incredible positioning. Ooh, that was a really nice ult from Junkrat right there, getting Diomedes incredibly low right there, but...
He also snap cleared the minion wave with it, so they couldn't push up because without minions, you just can't take fort damage anymore. Forts do so much more damage.
Oh, definitely. And interesting to note about Johanna, she didn't go Laws of Hope at once. She went Reinforce.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe Diomedes. Oh, that's a 3-man mosh. And again, Li-Ming and Rag don't have cancels for that. They could, but they opted not to, and that's going to be a nice kill on Johanna. I feel like they could have gotten more out of that, but it seemed like his team was just a little bit too far away to follow up instantly.
Ew, but we see Bags taking enough to share and boo this man. Nobody likes enough to share.
I mean, I think this is the one context where it's maybe okay.
I guess
you gotta. It helps you deal with getting poked down, which is what Li Ming is trying to do with her orb build. But you gotta be drinking. You gotta stick with your team. And Guaz is just so low. Again, not taking either the self heal level 1 talents instead going for that block party is costing him here. And Chen just went in 1v5 and died. 1v4 technically and died. I don't know if that was the play. Generally going in 1v4 and dying is not what you want to do. In any game mode, but he thought he could make it work, and he was incorrect. He was mistaken.
I don't know. I see an awful lot of that in Team League. So maybe he was just expecting his team to be right there, and they weren't. You know, that Hero League life.
I think Team League's the one though where I see that the least, because people have bombs. Oh, the Junkrat bomb will actually get another pick on the Kerrigan, and now Junkrat trying to do even more. But Gizmo Zord with his Pyromania, so much armor. Lava Wave comes in. We get to see Guaz take some damage from it, but he doesn't. He just literally slid through it, didn't even notice. And some damage to the tower there, or the fort there, excuse me. And they're really, really trying to get this fort down. Neither team has gotten a fort, and we're at level 17 already. And Blaze goes down. Nice CC chain there from Troll and Blizz.
Yeah, that was a great follow-up by Aelbert to capitalize on that beautiful root from Rosei just now. And honestly, if I were a betting man, I would be betting on Troll. Oh, that's not good. Never mind.
If that had been Rag Smash, that would have been 2 instantaneous kills from that stun on Ragfort. You really got to respect the Ragfort in this situation. It's good they pushed in, because they need to make sure Ragfort's burns. They can push in again later. They now have like a 2-minute window where it's safe for them to siege if they can get an advantage. But don't literally stand under the Ragfort once it goes on. Like, that could have been so much worse.
Yeah, definitely. And we see a bit of strategy right here from Troll and Blizz. We see them working that keep down, that the fountain. The well, that thing you drink out of to get your health back.
Which, you know, that water's just standing there and people are walking by it and there's flames burning over it. That water's got to be really filthy, like soot covered. I don't know what they put in those moon wells to keep them from poisoning the heroes, but it's got to be some special, like, Nexus medicine.
It's only good if you're evil. Oh gosh!
Like Most of the heroes are good. Like they're literally called heroes. I don't know about that. All right, we're gonna see another anchor here again. ETC going. He one man mosh with Condemn already going off. That's one of the best things about Johanna is she can start casting Condemn, and it will continue to cast. So if she's caught in mosh, she can actually cancel it. One of the few heroes that can cancel mosh even while she's in it. And with mosh down, they feel to be much more aggressive, but the Junkrat ult, the clumping in the choke. Malfurion is the first to die, and Diomedes may get out of here if he has a trade available. He does. Not going to get pulled back. Rag is alive, but he still has 17 seconds on his trait, so he can save this fort if they can delay for just a little bit.
Yeah, and I like what Trollin Blizz did right there. They got rid of that gate up on the top, so now they can actually pursue if someone tries to run away. But I love the amount of value this Junkrat has been getting. It can't be overstated enough.
No, not at all. And he does finish Taste for Explosions. That's 100 bonus damage on each of his Qs. Eventually we are going to hit level 20 here, and he's even going to have Cannoneer to make it even easier to hit. And that's going to be an absolutely absurd amount of poke damage. Malfurion's probably the only support in the game that has a sustain to actually deal with that, but potentially it's good for them they do have a Malfurion on their side. But it really feels like they're just slowly falling behind in terms of the kills, and the death timers continue to get longer. This game could go on for a long time, but I feel like Troll and Blizz will eventually manage to win it, and they actually are focusing down the Riptire there. Does not get any value.
No, he Junkrat decided not to pop that. He did have 2 in there, including Ragnaros, so that would have gotten at least some value out of it. We see the the chattering teeth from Junkrat just now. Oh, Bags takes an arrow. They know he's there. He's just going to stand there like he doesn't care.
I mean, as long as he has enough shield generation, he can avoid most of... Oh, he actually queues in, and we're going to see the instant lava wave to deny the push. And this, again, is the problem with letting Rag through, or having Rag in the situation. Rag has 2 tools to deny. He has the lava wave if he opts to go for it, and he has the fort takeover. And this fort is going to have to die so slowly at this rate. And they still have to go through keep and core. I wonder if this may be the first level 30 game we see in the Creators of the Storm tournament.
It's actually possible at this point. We're 22 minutes in, 20-19, and both forts are still standing.
20 pickup. We are going to see the Riptire upgrade for Junkrat. That's extra oomph. That's 20 seconds reduced cooldown on every hero hit by the tire. If you hit 4 heroes, it's back up instantaneously. At that point, you just cast it on cooldown. It's essentially poke damage. You're not actually trying to secure kills, you're just trying to wear people out. A Megastorm, Tour Bus, Storm Stout's Secret Recipe, which is a terrible talent normally, but this may be the one circumstance where it's worth taking. And the Astral Communion picked up for Malfurion. On the other side, we do have Talrash's Elements, Heroic Difficulty as expected, Radiating Faith going for the extra stun duration, Burn Notice over the Combustion upgrade. I'm really surprised by that. Combustion upgrade is very significant. And Life Bloom for Malfurion. It heals 10%. Oh, wow, that's a big fight.
Oh, here comes... Oh, the Riptire doesn't get any value. This is disastrous for Trollin Blizz right now. Gua's in a lot of trouble. The charge misses, but doesn't really stop anything at all. 3-for-nothing trade in the favor of Lords of the Hype Forge right there. This may be what they need to turn this around. Blaze goes in. Mr. Shroud in a bit of trouble. He should have a concussion mine up very soon. But he gets a kill on Johanna. What?
Yeah, it wasn't actually... Johanna was tanking the fort because there was no minion wave there, and turns out forts do a lot of damage. You can't really dive past them. They needed to wait for the minion wave there and play patiently. They're going to get the fort regardless, though, so now we are in a situation where fort to no fort. If they can push up and get the Rag takeover on the now defunct enemy fort, they can secure keep wall. They back off, they wait for 2 minutes. They can secure half keep. They back off, they wait for 2 minutes. They're in a position now, especially with heroic difficulty lava wave combination, where you can't defend. If the Rag team wants to push up and gets there and you can't interrupt his channel, you're going to start losing structures. So if Lords of the Heroes Hypeforge plays this correctly, they should win just by attrition. They just need to play around Rag's cooldowns and they win. Whereas Trollin Blizz is under pressure to constantly go for a team fight and actually wipe Lords of the Heroes Hypeforge. Otherwise, they won't be able to get significant structure damage.
Yeah, very, very true. But still, these evens are pretty level. We see Mystic Shroud poking down this keep, throwing concussion mines down as well. Maybe trying to catch somebody. Gizmozor trying to body block those bombs right there. And yeah, that seems to be the game plan. Stop Mystic Shroud from poking.
Again, we could have had double Junkrat. I'm just putting that out there. This Junkrat has been so incredibly impactful, and we could have had 2 of them. Currently at 166,000 damage done, hero damage. The next highest is Li Ming at 148. And again, this is Li Ming Orb build where your numbers should be stupidly high. Like that's the build where Li Ming's numbers are really high, except usually not her kill count. Just the hero damage number. Oh, beautiful slide. Tour bus. He has tour bus. He can actually refresh the duration here.
Oh, that was a beautiful Twilight Dream. Bag's in a little bit of trouble though right now.
It ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Chen will barely get his heroic off. He was very low on health there. He's actually having to use that as an escape. Lava Wave comes out. That is going to push the lane in and guarantee them that the minion wave. They can now take over the fort. I believe Rag has the cooldown available. He does. They can get keep wall here, guaranteed, if Rag just takes over that fort. All he has to do is channel it and start using his abilities on the wall itself.
This is definitely a great capitalization on the small advantage they were afforded right here from Lords of the Hypeforge. Even though they lost their healer, they just pressed the action forward.
They don't opt to go for the takeover, though, and this is one of those things. Cooldowns are great to have, but if you actually use them, they start cooling down, so you can get more value out of them. In this situation, you're just trying to max value all the time. ARAM is all about maxing value, maxing sustain, maxing pressure, doing everything as efficiently as possible. And they had a situation there where they had a brief advantage. They could have gotten some structure damage. They would have burned a 120-second cooldown to do it, and then they could have done it again, 120 seconds later. Instead, they did nothing. And now we're back to the status quo. Everyone is going to have their abilities back very soon. And it's just going to be who wins the next fight, who wins the fight after that. There's no pressuring of advantage here from Lords of the Heroes Hypeforge.
I wonder if they're actually going for the 30 magic.
They're just trying. Everyone's trying to go for level 30. And we're going to see the Riptire come out here. It looks like 2 targets there, so he does get some. No, there's only 1. He gets 20-second cooldown reduction. And he does finish off the fort, though. So now we're back to being almost exactly even on experience, in fact. Yeah, 93,700 to 94,000, so just a little bit different.
Yeah, this game is actually insane because it's not like it's been kind of slow. There's been, plenty of action in huge bursts to, kind of satisfy you in between the small lulls we've been having. I know Bag's kind of probably looking for another initiation here.
I kind of want to see Multizord disappear from the map if he could. It looks like he can't quite get out of vision, but if he could go down and hide in the bush to the bottom and then let them push in and then come in from the flank, get the takeover, that's a situation where Rag can suddenly start wiping teams when they get flanked by a Rag fort. Looks like they are going to be able to drive them back a little bit. The wave clear coming in. Oh, get the 4-man. It's right back up. He gets the instant double, and we're going to see a 2-man mosh pit, a 3-man mosh pit, as Johanna literally walks into it, and they will get 2 kills. Beautiful play there. And
yeah, a 2-for-2 trade so far, and now Gizmo on the attack right now, looking for a charge. Not going to get it, but yeah, that was a great initiation that just suddenly turned awfully wrong on him.
I feel like Trollin Blizz is trolling the viewers here because they get these clean initiations and then suddenly they're the ones that are dead. I feel like they're not doing this 100% correctly, and that is going to finally finally do the keep wall. They've had 3 opportunities to take it down, and they have, third time's a charm. They finally do end up taking it away. And again, they could rag for it here and just continue the siege pressure, and get the damage on the building. There's not going to be like a clear 5-man wipe. Just go core. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think this is the game that's going to happen. I think that whoever wins is going to win just by wearing it down and trading slightly better, because both teams are willing to back up, right? They're willing to be like, okay, we lost that fight. That's fine. We'll back up, we'll wait for them to res, and we'll try to deny you the value that you're going to get in the meanwhile. Nice warding here from Johanna. Gets the condemn. Unfortunately, no one on her team is in range to follow up. She decides to initiate, so she's just forced to back up.
I do think the next team fight could very well possibly decide this, because they're very low on the side of Trollin Blizz in regards to structures. Their keep wall is down, but one good mosh pit, it's gonna mean that everybody dies at this point. Oh, and this is about the perfect time.
I mean, if they can get a full 5-man, that's 3. But we're gonna see nice dodge with the tour bus from the Li Ming combo. But the Twilight Dream comes in, EDC ends up going down, and every time they just cannot seem to actually win a fight that they start, despite the fact they're getting these beautiful mosh pits. And that's gonna be 2 for none this time.
Yeah. And this, if I were honestly Lords of the Hype Forge, I'd be going in right now. Get that keep wall and get some damage onto the core.
They're stopping to pick up the globes, which I'm okay with a little bit, but Rag, please aggressively siege. It's been almost, I think, 8 minutes, 9 minutes since Rag could have used it 4 times at this point. Could have used it 4 times, and instead it hasn't been used at all. And it's he's finally using it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And look at that damage. I don't know why he swung there, but look at the damage he's doing to these buildings. To the minion wave, just helping clear it instantaneously. And they're going to get the keep very easily here. And the last well, they should actually focus on getting that last well down as well. They don't quite get it.
Yeah, that was definitely the right play at the right time. He felt he finally had that royal flush, and Multizord, laid it down, grabbed the broken keep, and now this is an even bigger problem because heroic difficulty is up, and that basically means that they can siege down the core no problem.
Yeah, once it's up, they wait 120 seconds. They go straight to the keep. They take it over. They may even be able to get a kill here, and they do. Combustion, condemn, huge value. The beautiful route for the double Li Ming reset. EDC should not be able to get away from here. Does not currently have slide available, but the orb barely misses, and he does barely manage to get away. They get the fort down, and Multizord. You gotta check Multizord. 13 seconds. 13 seconds, and they'll have Rag Fort available. That's going to do so much damage to the core. Core shield is already gone, 93% on the core itself. Catapults are on the way. Lava Wave is here. I really wish he waited to take over the fort before he did that, because of course heroic difficulty does increase the damage of Lava Wave. Is this game?
This might be game. Here comes the Riptire. Gets 2 right there. We see a mosh pit onto 1. Here comes the club. Stops the ETC, but they might get more than 1 right here. They're trying to get Gizmo's Zord. Ooh, TBK. TBK's in a lot of trouble right now.
I'm not sure they can get out of the situation. They put the lawn down, trying for the disengage. CotS does get rooted, but knocks Multizord back with his face smelt. And they may get... So they gave up 1 kill for 77% of core. I think that's a worthwhile trade. I mean, it's close, but I think that's a worthwhile trade.
Yeah, definitely close. Oh, man.
38 seconds on Ragfort. Rag can finish a core that low by himself. So if they can just get him 2 there, he's going to be in good shape. They get the pick on the Li Ming, though. Junkrat putting in so much work here. the Kerrigan combo, the body block from the Chen, and the Junkrat grenade Blizz. This is what they need to do. They need to continue to stagger deaths here. If they let them get a full 5-man again and push in, they're going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, definitely. They need to just continue to press this action, do as much work as they possibly can. They're doing a great job working down this keep wall. Honestly, I think they need to press for keep. Don't back, stay there. Oh, Ragnaros.
Oh, but Ragnaros is forwarding for the defense, and this is actually such a... Like, they can't get the keep at this point. This is going to be up for 18 seconds. Blizz is going to be back in 19 seconds, so this is going to be a full 5v5, whether they wanted it to be or not. Well, they're just throwing the swing out there. Without that swing stun, it's actually much easier to go in on the Rag fort. And Blizz is back in 3. They're going to be a full 5v5. They can start to do the attrition war again.
All right, but Mosh Pit is going to be up now. So, and Riptire is already off cooldown, so we might see another tour bus initiation.
And we're going to see... Oh, that's a 4-man. Instant reset on the Riptire. Poke damage is a real thing. This is essentially like poke damage at this point. But they're going to see... Oh, was that... Mosh Pit was interrupted there, actually, but as it was casting, so it's only on a 10-second cooldown. Lava Wave comes out. Boggs, however, is going to go down on the flank, does not manage to get his own heroic off, and that's really not good for Troll and Blizz.
Yeah, no, they're doing the right thing, Lords of the Hype Forge. They're just like, we can end this now. There's not enough there.
This is when they need the Mosh Pit. Like, this is when they need the God Mosh. Which they can get. It is available. It was interrupted mid-cast, so that only on a 10-second cooldown. But Guaz is very low. That's a 3-man mosh. The Kerrigan combo, the silence, the 3-man kill, but Rag on the flank, and he's focusing core. He's not helping the team. He's like, guys, I got it. Just distract them.
No, Gizmo's not going to get it. He's going to try for it. Uh-oh, this is a worst-case scenario for Troy. He's not at all. He's done. Team mounts up. They're headed to the Lords of the Hype Forge keep right now. They're going to... Rosai needs some mana, so he's going to grab this that orb, and they're just going to continue on. I definitely think keep is done at this point. This may be GG. It's going to be very close.
Johanna Malfurion and Li Ming. Li Ming is one of the best core defense heroes in the entire game, and she will be alive now. She's up now. So if Li Ming puts in the work here, there's no way they are able to end. If they can get on top of her and kill Li Ming, they need to prioritize killing Li Ming if they want to end the game here. If they don't opt to do that, they're just going to go for core. Waz actually massively out of position with that crowd surfer. Actually slides through the keep, puts himself into no man's land, dies. That was not the use of that level 4 talent that you were hoping for. And that's not going to be a 5v4. And Rag's fort is going to be back up. He got 9% last time, and that was in a much more favorable situation. This is going to be in an unfavorable situation. I don't see how they don't just lose the game here. Nice Blaze stun onto Alebeard. Alebeard is going to go for the counter swing with Maelstrom up. Beautiful silence coming up from Ozai.
Bags does not have his ult on cooldown. He gets a good heal. There's a lot of damage coming out Gizmo's Zord, but Junkrat goes down in the meantime, and that's their main source of damage. Bags facing his death honorably, charges right into the Li Ming orb, and that's game at this point.
Yeah, they would have to be some sort of miracle mosh defense, but they don't have the Twilight Dream, they don't have the Maelstrom, they don't have the damage follow-up necessary to the situation, and there is the tour bus mosh, but Rag's not in it, and Rag's just like, I can do 9% on core, guys, I got this. Please focus core. Please focus. Please. Okay, that's game. They focused core. We're fine.
Win as expected.
40-minute game, by the way. 38 minutes, 29 seconds.
Something to behold right there. So,
and we will be getting the captains on for the post-game interview. They're just going to take a minute. So if anyone has any questions for them, if you say them in chat now, we'll probably see them at the end of the interview. There is a delay there. Something to think about. We will ask questions from chat if you guys really want to know. Welcome, TPK Zoid, Bags. How do you guys feeling right now? Be honest.
I'm exhausted and frustrated.
Shaking hands. So much shaking.
You get the adrenaline, right? So it's stressful.
Oh yeah.
Your hands start to cramp on your mouse.
It was stressful.
It's painful. I don't know how people play League when games last for like an hour. That's just like a standard League game. That's even a short League game. Benefits of Heroes of the Storm. So I'm gonna ask Bags first. It's gonna be the same question for both of you though. You guys do your shuffle picks. You come into the game, you load into the game. Are you confident, or do you like looking at their comp like, oh my god, they have Rag or they have Junkrat, and you're like, that's gonna be hard to deal with?
I'm not gonna lie, I was going to pick a Junkrat instead of Chen, and I mean I think Chen would have been Chen ended up being pretty good, aside from I had the wrong heroic, but it would have been nice to have 2 Junkrats on a solo lane map to siege down, because our comp was really good at sieging and not team fighting.
I'm gonna be honest. I was very disappointed that I did not see double Junkrat. I was like, this is clearly double Junkrat. That's gonna be so good. Highest damage hero in ARAM, and then it didn't.
It's what we wanted to do. We took too long to debate who we wanted to do, and I didn't. Excuse me, I didn't highlight them, so it kind of just literally randomed one of the 3, and it happened to be Chen.
Painful to hear.
So, and then I had I wanted to go. I didn't go Wandering Keg, and I got pretty much 0 value out of the Panda Palace. So
I mean, it got interrupted and you died a lot.
It got interrupted a lot.
But I did feel like I got like a ton of, because sustain is so strong in ARAM. I feel like I got a ton of sustain value out of like the brew and the health regen talents.
TPK Zord, what do you think? You load into the game. Do you feel like you guys won, or do you feel like it was going to be very difficult to win with the comp you had?
I felt pretty good about the comp we were able to get. We were able to get a good mix of the melee and then the Ming. There was definitely a few a few things. I was the only healer, and so that pretty much was like, well, I kind of have to go mouth at this point. Otherwise, we're not going to have heals at all. And I have not played new mouth at all yet. So that was a fun trial by fire learning experience. But the reg is really good. I think our biggest debate was Lava Wave or Smash. Because Smash could have had a lot of really good impacts, but Lava Wave allowed us to, when we did get wipes or when we did get kills, push straight up without having to worry about it too, which really helped. I was pretty happy with the overall. We had a pretty good front line, and as long as I could keep feeding innervates to Li Ming, that really helped a lot.
Was there no debate about Wave of Force versus Disintegrate into ETC and Chen and Junkrat?
We had talked about it, but for the most part, with Blaze and especially Johanna, who did end up canceling out a few of the mosh pits, we decided to just go for the straight damage and the reset potential rather than the interrupts.
Interesting. That's all I have. Zex, do you have any questions for your competition /
So, TVK question. I noticed you went the Innervate build on Mouth. What was your reasoning behind that rather than what the other side did and went with the more traditional Malfurion build?
Sure. So the big thing in that was get Li Ming resets. And mana is so hard to come by, and Li Ming goes through mana so stinking fast that I just decided Innervate build, and then I'd grab the talent that got me mana back too. And so for almost the whole game, mana for Li Ming was just not an issue. And Goki could just keep throwing crap at them without having to worry about going to him.
Okay, so Bags, my question is more anger related. Why enough to share?
It might seem crazy, but it felt like we were constantly under assault from the Li Ming orbs, and we weren't always doing a great job of getting out of them. So it just felt, for sustain purposes, I was smashing his trait all the time, and just, we did a pretty good job grouping up, grabbing orbs as a team, and felt like I got value out of it, but maybe not enough.
Yeah.
Not a Chen player by heart. I just wanted to support as much as I could.
Yeah, because I believe at that tier there's another talent where landing a flame breath reduces spell power. I believe it's at 13, and so when I saw that,
it's at 13. Enough to share it's at 16. So you could have had both.
Yeah, that would have been that is definitely the thing I want to. So the other question for Bags is when you guys were following up on the ETC mosh pits, you guys had some really, really godlike engages. And I'll ask this of TBK too. Where do you think things went wrong, post engagements? Because there was a couple of engagements where you got a 3-man mosh off, and it turned around on you. They were able to get more kills out of it. So what do you think went wrong right there?
I can't say specifically for the rest of the team, but I can say for myself that as someone who's not very familiar with Chen, I just kind of dove in there and pressed my E, and then started drinking some brew, and then I died. So it all happened pretty quickly. and then or I would say I'd start drinking some brew, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm getting low. All right, let me try and bail out of this, and I'd press R, and then that would get interrupted, and then I was instantly deleted. So I think that had a lot to do with it. I felt almost kind of useless when he landed those great moshes. So
okay, so TBK, same question for you, but how did you guys, especially with your communication, how did you guys manage to turn around those absolutely awful situations?
Well, I think at first we were playing way too passive for what our comp was. And they had some really good flanks. They had 2 good ETC flanks, and they got picks off of that. And then I was just like, we're not going to let them do this crap anymore. So we decided to try and start forcing the engages on our terms instead. And so we started flanking and going around and letting the Johanna lead. And then it was basically just a battle of the mouths to see who could get their Twilight Dream off first and silence the rest. And sometimes it was them and sometimes it was us. And whoever did had a huge advantage in that post engage.
All right, that's all the questions I've got for you guys.
That's all we have time for as well. Thank you guys so much for coming on for the interview, and thank you, Zex, for co-casting with me. It was a lot of fun. I imagine you're going to go get ready to hype your team up. You are playing in the next game. And for those of you who are with us in chat, we are doing another giveaway. We have Mecha Rhaegar and Mechaterial Skin. The code is #ZordLords. #ZordLords for the Mechaterial Skin. Go ahead and type that in chat if you're interested. And we will have to move on to our next game. Normally we have time for shout-outs, but we are being told to move it along because apparently that game took a really long time.
No.
We're a little bit behind schedule.
Thank you, guys.